Myanmar's opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi has cast her ballot in today's landmark election that she hopes will see her National League for Democracy party win a majority. Wearing the traditional flowers in her hair, Suu Kyi was swamped by media and cheering supporters as she was escorted into the polling station. Her NLD is expected to win the election, the first since a long-ruling military government ceded power to a semi-civilian government 4 years ago. It's the first elections contested by the Nobel Peace Laureate's party since 1990. The NLD will need to win more than two-thirds of contested seats in order to form a government and choose its own leader. The incumbent president, Thein Sein, says his military-backed Union and Solidarity Development Party will respect the outcome, but the constitution guarantees the army a quarter of parliamentary seats. Lee Jones, senior lecturer at Queen Mary University of London, says there are many obstacles in the way of the NLD holding real power.
The military have 25% of seats in Parliament, so the current dominant party, the Union Solidarity and Development Party, only need to win 25% of seats plus one, and they can join with the military to select the next president who is elected by the legislature. So the NLD would need to win a full 67% of seats in Parliament against all the odds in order to be able to select the next president on their own. They may be able to ally with some of the smaller ethnic minority parties, but that again would require quite a large landslide by them, which I'm not sure is necessarily likely.
Myanmar's opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi has cast her ballot in today's landmark election that she hopes will see her National League for Democracy party win a majority. Suu Kyi was swamped by media and cheering supporters as she was escorted into the polling station. Her NLD is expected to win the election, the first since a long-ruling military government ceded power to a semi-civilian government 4 years ago. But it will need to win more than two-thirds of the vote in order to form a government and choose its own leader. The constitution guarantees the army a quarter of parliamentary seats. Lee Jones with Queen Mary University of London says despite Suu Kyi's popularity, the NLD faces issues with its credibility.
Aung San Suu Kyi is wildly popular. The party itself, I think, is really just a personal vehicle for her, and there have been a number of controversies about the selection of local candidates. Basically, if you're a friend or you receive Aung San Suu Kyi's patronage, then you may be selected as an NLD candidate, but if you're a local figure who is not connected to the party hierarchy, you might get deselected. And also the party purged all of its Muslim candidates in order not to look like it's pandering to Muslims, because there's a very large anti-Muslim, nationalist, Buddhist force in this election that's been trying to link the NLD to Muslims. And so it's purged Muslim candidates, and it's trying to position itself basically as a conservative party on these kinds of questions.